Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. And I can see you guys in the live chat room. Let's get you guys up on screen instantly to see who is in the house tonight. And we have Jennifer and Chris and Vince and Constantia and Sam's in there as well. And I can see Neil had to go through, Francis, Lobster Kubrick, Celeste, Lisa, Grumpy Old Bob in the house, Shawnee Key and Charlie in there, and Bev. Hello guys, thank you for joining me on another live stream Tuesday, and hopefully your Monday was good, or as good as it can be. So let me get everything organised on screen, because I was cutting a bit fine tonight before going live, but I just about made it, as I said in the live chat room. And I saw that Billy said that, yeah, I kind of have to be here for the live stream, and that is true, because I have to click all of these buttons to get things up on screen, and get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make this all possible in the first place. So a massive hello and thank you to these people at the bottom of the screen whose names go throughout the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So that's them. Let me get the likes up on screen as well to see, first of all, what we're aiming for tonight. 290. So the number has increased ever so slightly for the likes tonight. So as you come through the door, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be fantastic, in order to get ourselves a little bit closer to that 290 target that we're trying to hit for tonight. And as always, if we hit the target tonight, it means that next week we have a pick roulette. And just to mention something, well, I'll say this now, but I'll mention it later, to not jump the gun for entering the live streams, the pick roulette in the live streams. So make sure that we do the pick roulette, and then after the pick roulette, that's where the entries are then allowed. That's when it's open for you to then type your comment and to tag Carla in that comment as well. Because if you do it before the pick roulette, then you won't get your name entered. So that is just something that Carla wants to make known as well to everybody, so you can get your name on the pick roulette wheel. But we will be having one of those a little bit later on tonight, so never fear, stay tuned for that. As I always say, you've got to be in it to win it, so make sure you're in that live chat room while we are doing the pick roulette. If you entered last week, if we hit the target tonight, it means that you can enter tonight for next week's pick roulette, and you'll get the hang of it if you watch a few live streams. By the way, we do have a top tip for tonight, which is Kevin, and he mentioned, I think over on Patreon, saying that he's going to sacrifice himself to be the top tip, because I have a 0% record with choosing the top tip and the top tip then winning. So yeah, Kevin has sacrificed himself so that somebody else can win on the pick roulette tonight. So thank you, Kevin, for that. But Sod's Law, or Murphy's Law, as I think you say over in the USA, it'll be Kevin tonight. It'll be the first time that I've ever actually got the top tip to win. But we will see a little bit later on. Right, what else do we need to get on screen? The likes. Let's see where we are. And we're a little bit uncentralized with that likeometer, so let me try and find what is going on with that and drag that over a little bit so that we can see. It is 159 likes at the moment, so we'll see if we can get a little spike of the likes going on at the beginning of the live stream. Something else, oh, let me mention about the donations, that 35 to 45% through the Super Chat donations window goes to YouTube, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal donation link, which you can find in the description below if you want to do it that way. But so you get a lay of the land as to where the money goes. So let's jump into the donations that came in earlier on. And sure enough, it was Orlando in there who donated $2, and Orlando said, "Let's rock, spike the likes," with lots of thumbs up and some rock horns before that. So Thank you for that, Orlando. And let me move everything out the way so I can grab the mug. And we can have a plug of the mug, which says Spike the Likes, of course. And it does say Live Stream Tuesday on the front. You probably won't be able to see it. It'd probably help if I actually pointed it at the camera rather than looking at the screen and holding it off to the side. But thank you for that, Orlando. And Paul donated $2 after that as well. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, just a friendly hello to all and Spike the Likes. So thank you for that, Paul. Jennifer donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And the message is, Phil, my parents sang to me a lot when I was small. Did yours ever sing to you and your sister? Just curious. So thank you for that. And not that I can remember other than... I guess they just did the normal nursery rhymes, and it was probably mostly my mum that was singing, even though my dad was the guitar player and used to be in bands and things, but he never really sang other than when he would be in his band or rehearsing or doing covers. So yeah, very much. Even now, it's always my mum that is singing and whistling. So I have to say that whistling is something that I tend to do quite a lot as well. And I've pretty much always got a song in my head that I'm either humming or whistling. I don't go full all out with singing because I think that's something that, yeah, it isn't in my nature to just bust out and kind of, you know, lean into it and lean on your diaphragm and do all that kind of stuff other than rehearsing and singing properly. Yeah, it's more of a whistle or a hum that I tend to do, but it's all good with humming as well. You're still using your vocal cords, you're still using vocal technique in order to try and hit the notes as easily as possible. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for humming. And if you're hitting notes accurately while you hum, that's going to cross over into your singing voice. It's all the same thing going on with your vocal cords. So that's probably what I do a lot of, humming, which helps me with keeping my pitch and just keeping those vocal cords accurate and that muscle memory in there as well. So not really singing when I was younger with my mum and dad. Yeah, my mum pretty much just whistled. Or I know that pretty much with my nephews that my mum will sing to them, but it's just the standard things, like I said, the nursery rhymes, so not like singing particular songs. It was when I started to get a little bit older that I'd remember songs that were on in the car, and that was just listening, and it wasn't really singing along in the car. I'd say that probably, singing-wise, my sister sang more than I did, because I couldn't sing when I was younger, so I didn't have a clue how to do it. My sister had the ability to sing from a young age, so she would just sing along to it, whatever was on the radio in the car, or if we had a tape, we had a tape deck in the car. So yeah, which is actually quite fancy for the times. And she would sing along to things, but I would pretty much just have the rhythm, so I could pretend to play drums along to it, but I couldn't get the melody side of it. So I then learned to sing at a later date, and that wasn't until my late 20s that I then started to focus on singing and try and do it properly. So yeah, that was something that I learned at a later date. It would have been great to just have that natural ability to do it, but I didn't have that, sadly. But my sister did, so it meant that she was singing a lot when I was younger, pretty much all the time in her room, and I think she would sing quite loudly, so we'd pretty much just take it in turns telling each other to be quiet, because I'd be then trying to play the guitar. You know, when I was 11, I'd pick up the guitar, start practicing that, and then she would be singing in the other room. It probably sounded awful. She wasn't singing to what I was playing, by the way. She was singing something totally different, and then she wanted me to shut up so that she could sing louder, and I was telling her to shut up because I was trying to hear what I was doing on the guitar, because to begin with I didn't have an amplifier or anything. So yeah, exciting times. But then I'm the one who then in later life was, I mean, since the age of 11, I've then done music pretty much consistently from then. But my sister was, yeah, just pretty much singing recreationally, never really wanted to pursue it seriously as a full-time job or do anything in that kind of vein. I know that she would probably say that she wanted to, but I think there's a difference between wanting to do something and actually doing it properly, because I think everyone would love to be a singer or a lead guitarist. It's only when you start putting in the hours and you realize how much work it's really going to take to get there. And that's why a lot of people fall by the wayside, because it takes a hell of a lot of practice, a hell of a lot of dedication to actually do it full time. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much to do it full time, you've got to build up enough of a following and a fan base effectively to then make it financially viable in the first place. And you've got to have recorded an album, you've got to have set up your website, set up your publishing rights, all of that kind of stuff, which is really complicated and is probably the kind of things that as a musician you don't gravitate towards doing. Websites, and you're getting into video editing, lighting, covers, if you're recording those, getting into production, all these other side of things that use the other side of your brain, and the business side of the brain and finances and all that stuff isn't really an arty thing, or isn't the thing that artists are good at. So it is a struggle to try and do it all in one. But yeah, so I just focused on that in later life. My sister didn't, but ironically, she was the one that had, I'd say, the natural ability for singing. But then I have now realized that everybody can sing. And all it is, in my opinion, is that she was just learning to sing at a young age, and everybody starts to learn to sing at a particular point, and you might start to learn to sing when you're 4 or 5, but you don't realize you're learning how to do it. And then obviously after 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, by the time we get to 11 years of age and 12 years of age, some people have been singing for 5 or 6 years, which is almost as long as I've been singing, full stop. I started in my late 20s, so yeah, probably about 8 years, maybe getting on to 10 years. So yeah, by the time you're 11 or 12 or 13, you've sung for a hell of a long time, so your vocal cords have got used to where all these notes are. So I do believe that anybody can learn to sing. It's just putting in that practice of literally singing every day and just getting that muscle memory in your vocal cords to snap to these notes. Anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. Long answer to that question, but thank you for that one. And I think that almost brings us up to date with the donations in the super chat window. But what I'm going to do is try and refresh the screen live to see if it, first of all, freezes, but secondly, to see if we lost one that went through. And it looks like we did, because Jennifer donated again before we went live, so thank you for that. And this was for $5. Thank you for that again, Jennifer. The message was in honor of the rhythm guitarist of The Ventures who did Walk, Don't Run, who passed away the other day. Rest in peace. So thank you for that donation, Jennifer. And I was notified about this the other day, and yeah, sad news. Don Wilson, who passed away the other day from The Ventures, and I think I did an analysis video on them quite a while back now, and that might have been on Wipeout. I'm not sure. It might have been on Walk Don't Run, but thank you for that, Jennifer, and you guys can check that out independently on the channel if you want to. And just when I mentioned Wipeout, there is an interview with Bob Berryhill here on the channel somewhere, and he was in the Safaris and a co-writer of Wipeout, so you can check out that video if you want to. But yeah, that video is independently here on the channel where Bob appeared with me, so you can check that out as well. But thank you, Jennifer, for that donation and for bringing that to our attention and everyone's attention if they didn't know about that sad news. Thank you, Stardust Unicorn as well, who has donated $1.49, maybe. I think this is Australian dollars, so I'm not sure if in Australian dollars is still classed as cents. But anyway, thank you, Stardust Unicorn. I always say the support band to Wings of Pegasus, and it looks like there might be a unicorn picture there as well. It is white on a white background, so it's difficult to make out. But thank you for that, Stardust Unicorn. And thank you guys for these early donations. Speaking of early donations, we had one that came in really, I mean, yeah, quite a lot later after the live stream had finished on Saturday night. So this was Sunday morning, at 11 minutes past 2. And I'm just going to get that on screen for me to read. And it is Anya Books and Records, who donated £35.29. So thank you so much for that after the last live stream. And I think there was another one that came in after the last live stream as well. Actually, this was just earlier tonight. So it was Steve who donated £5. So thank you for that, Steve. And the message was, let me try and get this up on screen for you guys to see as well. So I'm not sure if it's going to be centralized. We've got a little bit of a problem with the centralizations going on tonight. But let me drag this so that it's a little bit more even. Is that better? Maybe a little bit further up. Let's have a scroll down to see the message from Steve. So Steve donated £5. Thank you for that. The message is, given a guitar, probably a hollow body with single coil, humbucker and piezo pickups, how would you decide which to use as you played a song? So thank you for that, Steve. And well, I mean, this could be one of those questions or answers that goes on for quite a while, but pretty much it's, I mean, straightforward for me with single coil, humbucker, and piezo pickups I've never used before, so I'm not sure, and I don't know what the sound difference will be between the two. I know that they use vibrations and then turn that into an electrical signal somehow. I don't know of the mechanics of how they work. All I know is that's the basic principle, and better, I believe, for nylon strings in order to pick up that signal where other pickups struggle. They won't be able to pick up the sound from the nylon strings as well as the piezo pickups. But anyway, I mean, having said that, I don't have a guitar currently at the moment where I'm using nylon strings, so probably the reason that I haven't used piezo pickups in the past. So just going along with single coil and humbuckers, the only thing that I can really relate it to would be recording my album. And if I'm playing a song, generally, I mean, live, I would have rehearsed it. So it meant that I would have been able to experiment with using a single coil pickup or a humbucker pickup. So generally what I'll do, for example, on my Fender Strat, these single coil pickups will always be my clean tones. If I've got a clean tone, I mean, it's just the way that it works with my Fender Strat. I did put a twin blade pickup on my guitar, so it meant that I still get that humbucker sound if I want to, and that's going to be on the bridge, so I use that for my more aggressive lead tone if I want it live. So that's the situation in which I use the humbucker sound, is going to the lead guitar. And I'm talking about a distorted guitar sound here, so when I'm playing distorted lead guitar, then I go to that humbucker. When I'm playing clean and I might have a bit of chorus on the sound, bit of reverb on the sound, then I always go for my middle pickup, single coil on my Fender Strat. So I go back to the stock pickups because I just prefer the sound of that. I mean, it's night and day, really, the difference between my bridge pickup and even, I would say, my neck pickup as well. I always go for my middle pickup for that clean sound on my Fender Strat, and I would tend to gravitate towards that on my Ibanez as well. I do have on my Ibanez a middle pickup, again, single coil, so that's what I'll go towards for any kind of picking, any arpeggios that I might be playing on a clean tone. I'll just have a pick through those. It's going to sound a lot better, obviously that mid-range is what I like the sound of when I'm playing through a clean tone. If I'm going for something that's got a little bit more of an aggressive sound, a little bit of distortion on there, then I'll tend to get a bit heavier with the humbuckers. And it just depends about recording as well. Like I said, this answer could go on for years, but there might be a particular situation where I'm recording something and the humbucker is just giving me a better response with recording and through the microphone rather than coming straight out of the amplifier. and actually miking up the amplifier. It might just be the case that the humbucker is just giving me a better response in my recording software, and that's something that's totally unique. You might find that on a particular day that, oh, I prefer the sound of the humbucker clean in the recording software through my interface, and then live you might think, oh, it's not working as well, so I then might go to that middle pickup live, which is what I tend to do, but it'll only ever be the case that recording, it might just come out of the speakers a little bit better than it would be when I'm just playing acoustically in the acoustic space, just coming straight out of the amplifier and letting that sound just, you know, knock around in the room and hit the walls and have the resonance that's part of the room might work well with a particular pickup. So yeah, I mean, I know there's a hell of a lot of variations and variables that you can apply when you're just playing acoustically in a space, and then when you're playing DI as well, you might just get the sound you want going DI into your interface. So anyway, thank you for that, Steve. And like I said, I haven't played with piezo pickups yet, but maybe in the future I'll get my hands on a guitar and some nylon strings as well to put them through their paces to see how they sound. But thank you, Steve, for that donation. And just scrolling up because Lisa has donated £10 and 65 pence. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, Phil, let me scroll down, as a relatively new subscriber, I'm really enjoying your analysis videos, covers, and most especially your original songs. So glad to have found your channel. Can we expect any new originals or maybe a new album from you in the near future? With a smiley face, some rock horns, and rock. So thank you for that, Lisa. And let me just move this up a little bit like that. So at the moment, I mean, when I did my album to begin with, that's all I was doing. I was spending all my time on practicing how to sing, practicing the guitar, and practicing keys as well, a little bit of drums. But my drummer Nolsey, who used to be in the band, he drummed on that album. So, I mean, his drumming is so much better than mine, and he can just do things that I wouldn't do and I wouldn't think of doing. So I really love the way that he plays. So I got him to just record as we would play live, but for the album. So yeah, back then I had 1,500 subscribers. Now that's changed a little bit. So we are at, I think, 220 something. It's going to be, I'm going to get up on screen what it was last time, which is 227. There you go. So that's where we've reached so far. I'm just making sure that the applause has stopped because it probably just started and then stopped. But also, that was something I was going to mention. I think this is the first live stream in a while where we haven't just got up 1,000. So yeah, I mean, it's been amazing recently, and just trying to stay up with everything. At the moment, I just haven't got time to do anything other than just keep up with the channel, because I do everything on the channel. So it means that obviously I set up this live stream and I answer all of the emails and I read all of the comments and I respond to all of the emails that come through the website and the sponsorship emails that I get through, which I've mentioned over on Patreon. I did a post last night just mentioning a few of those. So yeah, I'm just fully flat out busy at the moment where I just haven't got time, unfortunately, to work on any new music. But I'm hoping that in the future, at some point, I might get some time. I think it's going to be a case of having so many subscribers that I can maybe get some help from somebody that would be like an employee, something like that. But obviously an employee, you're starting to talk about giving somebody a yearly income from just doing a job for me, which would cost, yeah, quite a lot of money. So again, I'm just trying to keep up at the moment, but I would like to do more music in the future. But I think at the moment, I'm just going to keep on riding this wave, see where we end up, because it's great to have you guys on the channel, for me to interact with you guys live, and for you just to check out my music as it is at the moment is great. So, I mean, I find that really fulfilling, just having an audience and having people regularly buying the album, because this is basically, I think, what every musician works towards: having their music, recording their music, and, like I did, go out there and try and get an audience to listen to your music. And for me, it's more rewarding to have recorded my own album in this room with this very microphone, and this is the only mic that I used. It's rewarding for me to have done that, and now to have people regularly buying that and downloading it as well from the website and Amazon and iTunes. For me, that's great. I mean, that's all I ever wanted when I recorded the album in the first place, is you've recorded your album and then you think, it'd be great if some people actually listen to this, but that's rarely the case. And I think a lot of bands and artists record an album and they don't manage to get an audience for it, and they record another album and nobody's heard the first album yet, and nobody listens to the second album, and you keep on doing albums and songs and albums and songs, and you end up having loads of songs, but nobody's listened to them. And for me, that's a really sad place to be. And I wanted to approach it in a way that I could record my album, get it to sound how I wanted to. That was really important for me. And then I thought, right, I've done the creative part. I've now got to try and engage this other part of the brain that is now going to get people to listen to it, to get an audience somehow. And that's where I spent a lot of time traveling into London and talking to radio DJs, trying to get my music on their introducing shows, unsigned shows, all that kind of stuff. And we spent a long time gigging, of course, probably, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5 years, to get the music out there. But nobody was turning up to watch gigs, especially independent bands. So it meant that, 4 or 5 years ago now, I then took everything online, because I did everything anyway with the band, organising rehearsals, writing the songs. And I realised that, yes, I can record it myself. And that's exactly what I did. And then I released it and started to work at trying to build a following and get something going, which was, 4 or 5 years ago. And this is where we are now. So, at 227,000 subscribers, I think there is an argument to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because, I spent a hell of a long time. I started this channel in 2011, I believe. And now 2022, so over 10 years ago, 2011, so over 10 years ago. And now in the last 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years, things have really taken off, and I'm just keeping up with it all. So, I think it's great for me to just keep on going, and I'm enjoying the fact that people are listening to my original music that I've already made, and I'm hoping that, in the future I'll have more opportunity to record more music. But also, it's something that's really difficult in that I know that I recorded my music and I did covers as well, and that just didn't go anywhere for ages. I really had to hammer away at trying to get my music out there even more. And I always say that over on Twitter, I know for a fact that I wrote over 110,000 messages to people individually, just introducing myself and asking them to check out my music and maybe give me a like on Facebook. So that's what I was doing day in, day out for very many years, just trying to get, and that's how I got up to 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, was literally just messaging thousands of people that might like my music, that maybe followed Bon Jovi or Def Leppard or other bands that I thought might be similar to my kind of music, Mr. as well. So it's a hell of a lot of work, but it's really rewarding when people start downloading your music and buying it. So it is great. So thank you for that, Lisa. So yes, I hope to do more in the future. At the moment, as it's just me doing everything, I'm just keeping up and seeing where this wave takes me and where it takes you as well, because we always get together on a Tuesday and a Saturday night, 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. My brain wanted to put a little bit of mean in midnight there, but I just about rode that wave. So 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time on a Tuesday and a Saturday night. That's when we live stream, just in case you guys are attending your first one. If you are, hello, introduce yourself into the live chat room. That's how we get to know each other here. By the way, if you want to hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, that'd be much appreciated. We're aiming for 290 tonight. So it is a huge target, but we are at 255, so we are getting there. I wouldn't even say slowly but surely, but then again, it's 25 to 1 here already in the morning, and you can see on the clock there's 12:35, so that is 25 to 1. Here we are technically into Wednesday already. So thank you guys for joining me. By the way, huge shout out to the moderators. We can see Susan and Dennis in the house in that live chat room. So Susan and Dennis says Phil has persistence, so thank you for that, and that's the name of my album. It's called Persistence. So you can understand that by the time I recorded it and released it, even though that was a long time ago now, I was still calling it Persistence because I thought that up till then it was hard work, let alone fast forward another 10 years of putting in the same amount of effort. So yeah, very difficult, but I think, you know, all in all, the persistence pays off because I still own everything with my music, my publishing, and I still have control of everything. So it does pay off in the long run rather than maybe getting a break. I know that a lot of people who have become successful and popular and do their music full time always say that their break came when that happened or when that happened. But I think the way that I've done it is I've never actually got a break. It's just pushing forward and keeping on going. And when people, you know, they might say, so when was the time, when did you get your break? I've never had one. So it's just been me doing it. And it's really, you know, proven by the fact that it's just me doing this. All of the live streams, all of the videos, all of my editing, all of my uploading, all of my website, my publishing, it all just comes back to me. So like I said, in the long run, it is a huge advantage to not have, you know, an editor that you have to pay to do stuff, and then they might not even edit stuff as you want it, to have a producer who might not produce your music in the way that you want to do it, somebody who's in charge of the lighting of the videos and a recording of the videos, publishing of my music. So yeah, it's a lot better for, I think it just works for my personality as well, for me to be in control and to push forward as fast as I want to, rather than being held back by things with people maybe not finishing their projects and me having to delay things. So yeah, I can just push forward at the speed that I want to. So anyway, thank you, Lisa, for that. Again, apologies for that very long answer. But Lucy has donated £2.28 as well. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers, still on my now semi-social media break, but wanted to say spike the likes and congratulations Phil on 228,000 subscribers with the thumbs up, rock horns, heart and peace. So I'm gonna have to contradict myself because I said this was the first live stream where we haven't gone up 1,000, but it looks like maybe we are up to 228,000, which again would be crazy, but thank you guys for subscribing, and I'm going to take Lucy's word for it that we are actually at 228, which means I have to update. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on the fly. Probably not. Aha, I have found it. Right, let's change that to an 8, and let's see if I can get this up on screen for 228. There it is. So thank you, Lucy, for letting me know, and thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, hitting that subscriber button with the notification and clicking the box, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you are subscribed if you want to get every single analysis video and to tune into the live streams as well. Just a quick preview of tomorrow night's video is one that I've been requested about a lot, or requested for. It's Roy Orbison, so we're going to be taking a look at his voice tomorrow night in the pitch monitoring software, Isolated. So that one's going to be a cool one. I have been looking forward to looking at Roy's voice in the pitch monitoring software, because I mean, I know that he's just going to be dead on, but it's the other things that we can pick up from his voice by looking at it in such detail. So anyway, let me get rid of that. Thank you guys for subscribing, but make sure that you are subscribed, you hit that notification bell, you get notified for every video. I think there's a little checkbox that you can click on so that you get every video, because I know that people do message me saying, oh, I'd love it if you can do a video on this particular person, and I have already done that particular video, but the person missed it. They weren't notified, they maybe weren't subscribed, or they didn't hit the bell or the checkbox. So make sure you do that to get notified for every single video. In fact, I had a comment earlier today, I think, where somebody said, oh, it would be great if you could look at Elvis's voice and you could do that along or compare it with Bob Joyce's video voice, and I've done a video on that already. So yeah, if you're subscribed, you will get notified for those and you'll never miss one. Anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. And let me just scroll up because we've had a donation that's come in from Sally as well, and that's for £15. So thank you for that, and that is a straight up donation. So thank you for that, Sally. And Orlando has donated £10 as well, and this has got a bit of a long message with it. So thank you for this, Orlando. The message is, I beg your pardon, Phil, you have hit upon this a few times, but ask you revisit the topic. Bruce Springsteen and David Bowie, Mr. Bowie's estate, sold their songbooks for millions upon millions of US dollars. Can Bruce still make money off his own music through live tours and other live concerts? I know the royalties aspect is out because he sold the rights, correct? I was thinking about that the last live stream but did not remember to ask. So thank you for that, Orlando. And this is dependent on the contracts that they have signed that's giving the rights over to the company. I mean, whichever a record company might be taking on those rights. It's all going to be in that print, and I don't know the contracts. All I will say is generally the rights, I mean, they might have I mean, Bruce in this case, when we're talking about David Bowie, because sadly he has passed away, it means that all of his songs, or again, it might vary in terms of if it's the whole of their catalogue, if they're signing that over the estate, it means that they won't receive any royalties for anything, for anybody that's covering the music, playing it live, then the record company get the royalties for that. They'll get all of the radio play, any TV, any movies, anything that goes through on YouTube when it's copyright claimed, they'll receive the money for that. Just basically any playing of David Bowie's songs will be claimed and the royalties will be paid to the record label, so it no longer goes to the previous owners. And I mean, this is why they sell for millions and millions, because the record labels know they're going to make that back most likely within 10 years, something like that. I mean, we're talking about songs that are going to be played somewhere at some point in the world on the radio. There will be one of David's songs being played, or it will be being put on some footage of, say, going to space or something. So every time that happens, there'll be a couple of quid or a couple of pounds, we call them quid here, so maybe $3 or $4 every time that happens, that goes into your account. So if you imagine that is probably at the moment, we're talking, is most likely being used thousands of times as I talk this second, that's probably a few $1,000s. So they are going to make back millions of dollars, in relatively short time. Obviously, as a lump sum payout to the general public, that's huge money. But when you think about the amount of money that's constantly being put into a bank account, taking in all of the royalties from the whole world, and every single radio station, every single TV show, even repeats of TV shows, and movies, it's all going to be going into that record company's account. So yeah, it would make sense for them to do exactly as they have done. But with Bruce Springsteen, it might be the case that he has either said that he wants to retain the royalties for playing his songs live, or if he signed it all over, he will get a performance royalty, and that's it. So it means that you don't get, I mean, that's a tiny percentage of what you would get for the actual ownership of the song and playing a song live that you owned. And similar case here when I was talking with Frank Marino on the channel. He doesn't own his music, so it means that he has to pay the record company to play his own music and then put it on YouTube. So, I mean, that is the situation, unfortunately, when you don't own your music, and that will be the situation for Bruce as well, unless he's had something written into the contract. So, yes, it is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You now don't make any money from your music. And downloads, people buying the CDs, the albums, again, that's all now going to go to the record label because you've written the song, but you've signed over all the rights to it to them. So thank you for that, Orlando. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'm just going to scroll up because Brett has donated £21.31 as well. Thank you for that, Brett. And that is a straight up donation. And Carla has donated £5.08. Thank you for that, Carla. And that's another straight up donation. And Lisa has donated £5. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, I predict you will have 250,000 subscribers by Easter. So thank you for that, Lisa. And I'm always a little bit reserved or tentative to start just predicting subscriber numbers because I know that sometimes it speeds up, sometimes it slows down. It's just whether people like particular videos or not. So yeah, I'm not going to predict anything. I'm quite happy with 228,000. That's just a crazy amount of people. So thank you guys for subscribing and just watching the channel in general. I do massively appreciate it. But thank you for that, Lisa, for that donation. And just scrolling up because Sally has donated again £15. So thank you for that, Sally. And again, that was a straight up donation. So we are up to date, I believe, in the PayPal window. So thank you guys for those very kind donations in there. And just quickly to jump into that super chat window because Jennifer has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, would you like to record a song with your dad? Would he do it? Thanks. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And I don't know whether he would. I don't know whether he would want to do it, and it's difficult because I mean they'd have to have the time to do it, but then I think he would probably be a bit too self-conscious to do it, and he might find it a bit embarrassing. Because yeah, he used to get involved when I had my cover band, and he kind of looks back at that and kind of cringes that he wanted to be involved with it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure that we would do something, but the video that I did, the Gary Moore tribute video, he's playing keys and I'm playing guitar, and that was just a live take that we did, and I did it in front of the green screen, but we just did that live. He's playing keys, so you can check out that video if you want to. That's technically the only twin or dual performance that we've done on the channel, and that was a very long time ago, but yes, that was him playing keys and me playing guitar. But thank you for that, Jennifer. And M has donated $5. Thank you for that, M. And the message is, the Kansas City Chiefs rocked. One game away from the Super Bowl. So congratulations to them and anybody that supports them for being now one game away from the Super Bowl. So good luck to them for that next match. And M has donated $5 again. It says, Kansas City Chiefs, one game from Super Bowl, rock on, with a smiley face again. So again, congratulations to them. Thank you for that, M. And Orlando just donated $2 and says, I'm cooking a few cheeseburgers. Who is hungry? I am really hungry, so thank you for that, Orlando. Unbelievable. I always say about Orlando mentioning food and making me hungry during the live streams, and that is definitely the case tonight. I had soup and a baguette, and that was it. So not exactly a big meal. I had some butter on my baguette as well. So yeah, I am really hungry because I think I had that about 7 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. We are almost 6 hours since I last ate. So thanks for that, Orlando, for making me want cheeseburgers. And I am a big fan, actually, of just a standard McDonald's cheeseburger. Having said that, now that I'm thinking about having burgers, I haven't had a Burger King in literally years, because in my town, Maidenhead, there used to be a Burger King, but now there's no longer a Burger King. There hasn't been one probably for about 10 years. So yeah, I do fancy maybe a Burger King and yeah, just a cheeseburger of any description. But it's probably a bit late to be eating that tonight. So anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. Diane has donated $5 as well. And that is a straight up donation, I believe. So thank you for that, Diane. Right, we are 10 to 1 here in the morning. And we have been voting, by the way. You've been voting for tonight's cover video. I'm just trying to get the percentages. It looks like Behind Blue Eyes might win the poll tonight. And we did have Hero as the other song. As always, it has lost out, unfortunately, to Behind Blue Eyes. So what I'm going to do is jump into that very quickly. And yes, 58% for Behind Blue Eyes, and it says 41% for Hero. It must, yeah, technically 42%. But thank you guys for voting on that one. 308 votes. A lot of votes for tonight's cover video, so thank you guys for requesting it over on Patreon in the first place. And if we can have a spike of the likes, that would be great. It looks like we've actually already hit our target of 290. We are at 313, but if you can if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. And by the way, let me just give a quick plug to Patreon. That is the foundation of this channel. If you guys want to get involved over there, then just head over to this site and get your name at the bottom of these live streams. But also you can request cover videos for the live streams, all that kind of stuff, and you can message me over there directly. Anyway, let me get rid of that and let's jump into tonight's voted for cover, which is Behind Blue Eyes by The Who, my version of it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they are just empty, as my conscience seems to be. I have hours all lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free. Like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! So, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you for requesting it over on Patreon. And that video at the end, my hair was pretty much the same length as it is now. So yeah, a little bit too long. And I have the number of another hairdresser, as you guys, the saga of me getting a haircut. My previous hairdresser didn't turn up, and I think that's the third time that she hasn't turned up. So anyway, and then I sent her a message, trying to get in contact with her, and she's not answering any messages. So a bit of a nightmare. So I've got the number of another hairdresser, and I still have to call them to organise a haircut, but I just haven't had time to literally pick up the phone and call this hairdresser. So I'm going to try and find a little bit of time at some point to do that. Otherwise my hair is just going to get longer and longer. And yeah, it's as you can see, proper center parting is now coming on, just so that I can see the screen and see everything that's going on. But anyway, enough about that. Let me just look into the super chat window, because there was a donation that came in there from Carl for $5. Thank you for this, Carl. The message is: Cross the Pond Fund, drop on by and I'll treat you to the best tomato pie in New Jersey. You'd just call it pizza. So thank you for that, Carl. And yeah, so now we've had cheeseburgers and pizza, and yeah, lots of nice foods being mentioned in the live chat room tonight and in the super chat room, or in the super chat window. But thank you for that, Carl. The mind is just on food now. Anyway, oh, Sally donated in the PayPal window as well. Let me just get that up on screen, because Sally said, donated £10.65. Thank you for that. And she said, okay, my third, I love to donate. And Phil, what are the chances of you covering a Queen song? Please, question mark. So thank you for that, Sally. And I mean, it's possible in the future again. I mean, the main reason that I am not doing cover videos and original music is I'm just trying to keep up with everything, as it is just so crazy with the channel. And certainly with those cover videos, that's when I had, or at least I used to spend about 2 weeks on the cover videos, and I did nothing else. I was recording them from scratch. So it means that I do all of the guitars, all the drums, all the keys, the vocals, the backing vocals. So yeah, I get those all down, and it takes about a couple of weeks to get it down, and then to just mix it and get it to sound half decent. And then I've got to do the filming and edit the video. So yeah, there's a lot of time that is spent on doing those videos. At the moment, I'm literally spending every hour of every day keeping up with everything, and that's including the 2 days that I have the admin days on a Monday and a Thursday, where I'm just about getting the emails done, but it's getting to the point where I'm almost having to run into the next day. So yeah, it's literally, I mean, I would say a full-time job. It's a full-time job that, if you imagine, as soon as you wake up, like when I wake up, I get straight into doing the comments that have come in while I've been asleep. So it's literally a full-time job if you are never having a day off and you're just doing it all the time. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, unfortunately, literally no time to be doing covers or other music, but I'm hoping in the future that, yeah, I'll be able to get back to it in, you know, hopefully maybe the near future. I don't know how things are going to progress, whether I will be able to employ somebody to help me to do stuff, but we will see. But thank you, Sally, for that donation. So I think that another one has just come through, and it is Susan, who has donated £10. Thank you for that, Susan. And the message is: thrilled to catch you all live. Best place on the internet. Go 49ers, rock. So we have another, I think, American football team name in there. So thank you for that. And I don't know, I mean, they could be a baseball team for all I know, but I'm going to assume that maybe it's all part of the same American football thing and maybe the Super Bowl thing. But thank you, Susan, for that donation. Good to see you again in the live stream setting. And if this is your first live stream, guys, we do this on a Tuesday and a Saturday night, well, 12 midnight here in the UK, and you can type your time zone into Google to figure out when that'll be in your time. So Sue has donated £20 as well. Thank you for that, Sue. Again, the message is, when you were learning the guitar, did you use a metronome? So thank you for that question. And no, I didn't use a metronome. I just tried to pick it up. I think I had a good sense of rhythm. That's something that I had to begin with, not necessarily a good sense of pitch or melody or being able to control my vocal cords to sing, but I could simulate, you know, a foot pedal and hitting the snare and the hi-hat, all that kind of stuff. So no, I only used a metronome for practicing guitar when I started to play faster alternate picking and doing runs and that kind of stuff, just to keep it as even as possible. So that's the only time I used a metronome, and that was quite late on in my playing. Probably, I don't know, about 10 years into my playing, I was playing a lot of stylistically kind of blues and listening to a lot of Jimi Hendrix. So, you know, having the thumb over the top of the guitar and playing lead, combining lead and rhythm. So yeah, I didn't really have the need to play really fast, but then when I started to get into hard rock and that kind of, you know, metal, heavier genres where alternate picking was a little bit more prevalent, then I started working on that. So then I got a metronome involved. But thank you for that. So, and just to mention, Steve has donated £1. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is, did you celebrate Robbie Burns Day yesterday? I avoid haggis but had a wee dram of Ardbeg Scotch. So thank you for that, Steve. And no, I didn't celebrate yesterday. And I mean, I wouldn't say I avoid haggis. I've never had haggis before. But yes, my mum was born in Scotland, so we've got some Scottish ties there. I've got a little bit of that in my DNA, in my genetics, but no, I haven't really had haggis, and as you can tell from my accent, I don't have any real Scottish traditions that I follow, and my mum now has an English accent, but she can flip into her Scottish accent if she wants to. But yeah, because my mum moved to England, I think when she was very young, maybe 6 or 7 years of age. I don't know, I have to check with her. But yeah, so she's had enough of a Scottish accent to still have it. But yeah, she now speaks with the same accent that I have, of course. And yeah, the same accent that my dad has, because my dad was born in England as well, even though my dad's mum, hence why my name's Phil, spelt with an F, because my grandmother was Norwegian, so we've got that side of the family. And it's funny when a lot of people, they think that I'm trying to be cool or do my spell my name with an F to try and be like an artist, like somebody trying to stand out. So they say, "Oh, it's so stupid that you spell your name with an F. Why not just spell it normally and stop trying to, show off, whatever." But then I tell them that actually it is my name because it's Norwegian and I have Norwegian family. And my uncle is Phil. I call myself Phil, as that's just what my mum and dad and my sister call me. And my uncle is Philip with an F, F-I-L-I-P, because that's how they spell it in Norway. So yeah, some people think that I'm just trying to, be fancy with my name, but I'm not. That is my given name because it's Norwegian. But anyway, thank you for that, Steve, and I hope you did have a good day yesterday and that you celebrated it responsibly, I guess. But it just reminds me of a t-shirt that said drink responsibly, and then underneath that it says don't spill any. So thank you for that, Steve. And just to mention quickly, that Orlando's donated $2 again. This is pizza, and there's now a picture of pizza. I will take a slice. I'm such a glutton. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yeah, mentioning food again. Stardust Unicorn has donated $5 again. Thank you for that. And that's a straight up donation. And Orlando donated $2 again and says, which UK football, with a picture of a football team, do you follow? So thank you for that, Orlando. And I follow Tottenham Hotspur, who are called Spurs. If you want a name or their nickname, they're called Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur, that is the team that I do follow. But I am just a fan of football. So if I'm watching a game that doesn't have Tottenham involved, then I will lean towards a particular side just naturally, and I just enjoy watching football full stop, because that's the sport I used to play mostly when I was younger. So let's move things along. In this live stream, it's 6 minutes past 1 already. So we're going to be jumping into it. Let's just do a couple of pictures. I think maybe 1 or 2 pictures we'll be looking at tonight. Let me scroll down. I had to move to a different place in order to find, what was I looking for? Oh, the 228,000 subscriber thing, the counter. That's what I had to jump over to. But let's get the background up on screen, because we have our first ever picture from Grumpy Old Bob. There's Grumpy Old Bob with his glow-in-the-dark tumbler and his Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. So thank you for uploading that one, Bob, and for modelling the little bit of Wings of Pegasus merchandise there. And that is the limited edition tumbler, but also the custom-made t-shirt by Carla. So thank you for uploading that one, Bob. And let me just see if I can get this mug from Mary that was uploaded as well. And in this mug, I do believe that is hot chocolate. Unbelievable. So we've had pizza, we've had cheeseburgers, and now we have hot chocolate. So yeah, this is turning into quite a difficult live stream for me to try and get all of this out of my head. But hot chocolate, just amazing. Thank you for this, Mary, and thank you for uploading the picture as well. But if you guys want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then head to the tray underneath this video, click on something, it will take you through to the spring.com store, or you can click on spring.com in the description below. That'll take you straight through to the store. And wow, I could absolutely murder, as we say here, I could murder a hot chocolate right about now, but I'm gonna have to just continue trying to focus on, I mean, my blood sugar must be really low. That's why I'm just really fancying some food and a hot chocolate. But anyway, let's get into the pick roulette for tonight. And we already have a top tip, which is going to be Kevin. So let's jump into this one. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! And I've got to make sure that I actually click on the right thing, because otherwise I'm going to start the whole wrong thing going with the pick roulette. So this is Tuesday's pick roulette, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! So hopefully the pick roulette wheel is up on screen, and there it is. And I'm just going to blame the fact that I'm really hungry, that I'm clicking on all the wrong buttons, and hopefully we'll be able to get through this, ride this wave of thinking about cheeseburgers, pizzas and hot chocolate. So anyway, let's have a little look at the wheel here. If this is your first pick roulette wheel, we have the t-shirts, which you can see are the darker segments, and we have Kevin on the wheel there somewhere, but I'm going to spin the wheel. We're going to dive straight into it, because I mean, it's almost 10 past 1 here in the morning, and you guys have got to enter in for next week's wheel, because we have hit the pick roulette target. So let's have a look, see where we end up. Good luck, everybody. And we are slowing down. Let's see where we're going to end up. It's going to go just past the t-shirt, and we are slowing up. Here we go. Oh, Orlando is just going to go past, I believe. And we have awesome. and awesome Astrid Mosaics. So congratulations to you. What a username that is. And a bit of a mouthful as well. Awesome Astrid Mosaics. Congratulations to you. If you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be massively appreciated. As I say, you've got to be in it to win it. So let yourself be known in that live chat room. Commiserations to everybody else who didn't manage to win tonight. And thanks, Kevin, for sacrificing yourself as not winning tonight, of being part of that Pick Roulette top tip. So as I always say, if you want to increase your chances of winning, make sure that you tune in on a Tuesday and a Saturday, so that, generally we've been hitting the targets for the live streams pretty regularly, and thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up and for making that possible. But if you want to double your chances of winning, then make sure that you do tune in on Saturday as well. So let me get rid of everything off the screen, and congratulations, awesome Astrid Mosaics, and just enter next time, guys. If you haven't won yet, it's always potentially just one away. So try and tune in on Saturday. If you do want to join me on Saturday, that's great. Same time, same place, 12 midnight, Greenwich Mean Time. I will be here. So 11 minutes past 1 at the moment, just going over into 12 minutes past 1. And let's now enter in to, and I'm just going to do my example here, the next week's Pick Roulette. So I'm going to type at Carla Murray and click her name and type I agree, exclamation mark. So this is to get your name in next week's Pick Roulette, and on that wheel just copy what everybody else is doing here and my example, which is just going through there now. That's how you get your name on the wheel, and only do it once. And like I said at the beginning of this live stream, don't jump the gun. Don't do it too early in the live streams, otherwise your name will not be on there. You have to enter after the current live streams Pick Roulette, so make sure that you do it now. Follow what everybody else is doing. So let me just have a quick jump over to a Patreon and see if I can find the posts for tonight. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a jump over between screens here, because the request for requests that I put over there has disappeared, so I'm going to have to re-access that somehow, and it's just loading, so I'm just going to have to wait while it loads up. So here we go, let's have a little scroll down and see what we've had requested. And Kevin wanted a Guffest filled tune. We've had That's Metal, Agreed. Percy Johnson as well. I think that's Orlando requested that one. Hero. That might be for the cover. Teresa says any filled tune. I think what we'll do, because it's quite late, it's almost 1:15, we'll just have a jump into Greed, because I saw that requested somewhere. I can't remember who just said Greed, but I saw it. Let me have a look down the list again. It was Constantia who requested Greed. So we'll have a quick listen to that. While that's playing, make sure that you type I agree and tag Carla Murray in that live chat room to get your name on the Pick Roulette next week. So let me go over to Greed. This is my song called Greed. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Now the fire's burning low. Seems I lost the woman I love the most. The pound signs blinded my eyes. Girl, do you remember me? This is how the story goes. When you fly too close to the sun, you will see, you will get shot down, crucified by your greed.
And there we have it. That was my song called Greed. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. You can head over to wingsofpegasus.com if you want to pick up my album or download any of my songs over there. So it's pretty self-explanatory. wingsofpegasus.com/music if you want to go straight to that page to download all of that stuff on there. But let me get rid of that because we are going to be calling things to a close. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, quickly, Jennifer popped into the super chat window with a donation of $5 again. Thank you for that. And the message was, Phil, you need to keep some nuts or bar of chocolate in the studio. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And yes, maybe, but knowing my luck, if I was trying to eat during a live stream, I would choke on something and then be unable to talk for the rest of the live stream, and it would be a nightmare. So I think I just have to resist until after the live stream and then have something to eat after, which I definitely will do tonight. So thank you for all of the donations in the super chat window and over on PayPal, just for your support in general on the channel. You guys at the bottom of the screen as well, you know who you are. They also pop up in that PayPal window and super chat window. So thank you guys for all of the support. I mean, 228,000 subscribers is crazy. We'll keep on pushing forward, see where we end up. But if you're not subscribed, make sure you are. There's going to be another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. I think it's going to be an interesting one. Certainly looking forward to getting that one out there. And I will see you live again on Saturday night. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you maybe next week at Tuesday's live stream. Again, Greenwich Mean Time, 12 midnight, Tuesday and Saturday. Those are the live streaming days. So everyone, stay as safe as possible. Wear your masks, keep yourself isolated, follow your government's guidelines. Use as much common sense as possible when trying to stay safe in the current day with everything going around with this whole COVID thing. But stay as safe as possible, and I will see you guys at the next one. Rock!